I'm Megan Coon with Powerhouse Real Estate, and today I want to give you a market update for Weber County, Utah. I want to go over this market report from last year, see what happened in 2024, and then look forward to 2025 and what we might anticipate happening in our housing market. The current median sold price and end of year median sold price for Weber County, Utah is $450,000. Year over year, we're up 7%. On an average year, we like to see the housing market increase between 10 to 15%. That's a really healthy market for both buyers and sellers. So we're a little bit under that actually, which is interesting. That's not the case for all counties around here. Davis County is actually up 11% year over year. So that's interesting to note that Weber County is a little bit behind, but nothing to worry about. It has been a slower year and we anticipated this happening. Our list to sell percentage is 96%, which means that homes are selling about 4% under the list price. Now, our average for the whole year is 98%. So we're in our slower time of year, so it's easy to see that it's a little bit lower. But at 98% on average, that is a pretty healthy market. That means that sellers still have quite a bit of say in the market. They're still kind of keeping control, but buyers are negotiating and having a little bit of room to negotiate. On a normal $450,000 home, that's about $9,000 that the home is selling below asking price. And currently homes are sitting for about 45 days on the market. This is a pretty lengthy amount of time. That's from the time that it gets listed until it goes under contract. So then you also have to take into account the contract time. So if you're considering moving, you should probably plan on about 60 to 90 days before the home is completely closed and you receive the money from the sale and you have to be out. So that's a pretty lengthy amount of time. Back in the pandemic, homes were selling in about 2 days. So having homes sit for now 45 days on average feels like a lifetime that homes are sitting on the market. It can be really frustrating for sellers. That also gives some room for buyers to come in and get a great deal. Now, our average for the year was 36 days. So it's still pretty high, but not as high as the 45. Again, it's a slower time of year, and we anticipate that it will stay slow for the first part of this year, and then we see things pick up typically around March. That's when homes start to sell faster, prices increase a bit because a lot more buyers flood the market, and it's just historically the busiest time in our real estate industry. Now, what do we anticipate happening in our 2025 market? So like I just mentioned, we are probably going to see a slower couple of months. That's actually very normal for this time of year. When we start at the beginning of a year or end, go through the holidays, we see quite a slowdown in the real estate market. It's cold, it's snowy here in Utah. People don't love to move. They're busy doing all the family things. And so they don't really consider moving until we hit the new year. And then it takes a few months for them to really jump on board when we hit spring and the weather changes. So we anticipate that it will stay pretty slow. Usually we see things pick up about March. And a couple of factors that could impact our market this year, interest rates being one of them. While interest rates have stayed pretty consistent this year, and unfortunately we didn't really see any great drops that we were hoping for, we are hoping possibly to see some drops in the new year. That will affect our market one way or another. So if we don't see any, we anticipate it will probably stay pretty slow. If we do see any drops in interest rates, then we could have some buyers that are waiting on the sideline for that drop to hop into the market, which could cause a little bit of a buzz in the market, which could increase prices. It could make homes sell a little bit quicker than what we're seeing now. And so that could be a big effect. So as we look at the new year, we do anticipate that we'll see hopefully some better affordability for families, maybe some better job opportunities. And so that's going to impact our real estate market, obviously, as people have some money free up, maybe they get some raises because companies are doing better. So we anticipate some of these positive changes happening in our economy, which will flood over into our housing market. On the other hand, if the economy were to get worse, we are seeing some layoffs. If this were to happen, if we see more layoffs, higher prices of gas, food, etc., we will probably see the market even slower. And that price increase year over year, a little bit smaller even than what we've seen this year. We already have people on a very, very thin line trying to survive and get through this rough time of the economy and pricing. And so if that were to continue or even get worse, then we do anticipate probably it will start affecting our housing market a little bit more than it has. One interesting thing that I also am keeping an eye on, while we have seen prices increase, we've seen sales decrease this year. We've seen a lot less homes sold and come to the market than we've seen in the past, which has honestly really kept us afloat because we don't have this flood of inventory just sitting stagnant on the market. But we either are looking at, does this mean that there are a lot of families that have held off from purchasing a home because of the conditions of the market? Or did a lot of people move during the pandemic, during the really low interest rate time? And so now we're playing catch up to all of those people that previously moved, not needing to move over the next couple of years. So we could either see a flood of people coming to the market because they've been holding off, or we could see it stay pretty normal through the rest of the year. If you're considering moving in 2025, some of the best months to sell your home would be March through July. And if you're planning to move, we definitely want to have a conversation at least 30 days before you want to list the home to make sure that we have a good strategy going into it. The best time to buy a home is October to December. So keep that in mind. However, really the best time for you to move is when it's good for your family. We can make any market work for you. And especially if you own a current home that you have to sell in order to buy, then it really doesn't make a difference whether you buy or sell at the perfect time. It's more making sure that the market can work for you and making the plan work to best suit your needs. My name is Megan Coon with Powerhouse Real Estate.